Unlike other creatures, this cunning, aggressive and vengeful creature sinks its teeth into its prey as if taking revenge. Sperm whales have haunted our imaginations for generations, sparring nightmares and sailors of centuries past, with their impressions immortalized in literature by Herman Melville's Moby Dick, a creature feared, revered, and long misunderstood. Sperm whales have luckily survived centuries of intensive and brutal hunting, and now they are slowly beginning to reveal the secrets of their mysterious world. Today we are talking about an extinct sperm whale that lived about 12 million years ago during the Miocene. Since about 2010, we've known this whale as Livyatan. At around 13 to 19 meters long, Livyatan will have been similar in size to modern sperm whales, the largest of today's toothed whales. The major difference between them, however, is that Livyatan had a mouth full of deeply rooted 30 cm long and 10 cm wide teeth, the largest non-tusked teeth that have ever been recorded. And the jaws that held these teeth were robust and humongous, big enough to hold a whole adult human inside. Unlike Livyatan's two rows of giant gnashers, modern sperm whales have relatively small teeth only on the bottom that perfectly fit into sockets in the upper jaw. The differences between their teeth is due to how and on what these whale species fed. Modern sperm whales are apex predators that hunt in deep water, 1,200 meters below the surface. Absolutely no sunlight penetrates the zone of the ocean. It is completely bathed in darkness. Here, pressure is 120 times that of the surface, a pressure so high it will kill most creatures. But this is also where a primordial battle takes place, a battle between sperm whales and their giant squid prey. Our oceans are filled with nearly 100 species of cetaceans, warm-blooded, air-breathing mammals like bottlenose dolphins, orcas, and humpback whales. But sperm whales are among the strangest of this group. Sperm whales are the largest toothed predators in the world. They live in tight social groups and are one of the most widely distributed marine mammals on the planet. They live anywhere there is deep water, from the poles to the equator. They venture deeper than almost any other mammal, plunging into the dark abyss in search of their elusive and giant squid prey. They dive so deep, their lungs collapse, and yet they can stay underwater for nearly 2 hours. Modern sperm whales consume about 3% of their body weight in food per day. If Livyatan really did feed on the other whales, it will have been able to consume an even larger proportion of its body weight in whale meat with each kill. The short, wide shape of the snout would have allowed the front teeth to clamp down extra hard, suggesting that Livyatan was preying on powerful animals that were much tougher than squishy squid. The side of its skull also held ridiculously strong jaw muscles that would have delivered high-powered bites. Enormous teeth that seem to have belonged to extinct sperm whale species have been found as far back as 1877. The happy ending to this fossil hunt came in November 2008, when the first Livyatan skull, measuring about 3 meters long, was found in Cerro Colorado, Peru. Over 300 fossilized marine vertebrates have been found here, with over 80% of them belonging to cetaceans, the family of marine mammals that includes whales, dolphins, and porpoises. Livyatan was originally called Livyatan melvilli, honoring both the biblical sea serpent and Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick. It wasn't until a few years later that paleontologists were made aware that the name Livyatan was already taken. In 2010, they learned that the name Livyatan was already assigned to an extinct genus of mastodon. To avoid confusion, the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature strictly prohibits using a name twice, so they were forced to rename their discovery. They didn't have to reach too far for its new name, as Livyatan is just the Hebrew translation for the English Livyatan. But that's not the only naming mishap that this group of whales has suffered. The name sperm whale was given to these creatures during the height of the commercial whaling industry, which began around the end of the 18th century and continued well into the 1980s. Sperm whales were a huge target, partly due to the source of this misnomer, the spermaceti organ. This enormous sac on the sperm whale's head was found to contain up to 2,000 liters of white fluid, which whalers at the time mistook for, well, sperm, and so it was dubbed to sperm whale. While people use the waxy spermaceti for everything from candles to cosmetics to industrial lubricants, the real purpose of the spermaceti organ is still up for debate. Some researchers think it was used as a reverberation chamber for echolocation, while other theories suggest that it's used to aid in the extreme deep diving of sperm whales, one of the deepest divers of the animal kingdom. But getting their massive bodies so deep is a complicated process, especially since they are naturally buoyant. To deal with this, sperm whales have evolved something completely bizarre, a mysterious substance that gives sperm whales their name, spermaceti oil. This oil, which fills much of the head cavity, is normally warm and liquid, but when the whales dive, it's thought that the cool water solidifies it, allowing it to act almost like a diving weight to pull the whales down. This helps explain how they can physically get down there, but how can they survive it? As they descend, the pressure becomes so high that the whale's lungs begin to collapse. At this point, the ribcage hinges closed around their collapsing lungs, squeezing most of the air into their trachea so that there's less gas exchange in the lung. If you loved the video, please subscribe and like, and don't forget to leave a comment about what you think.